welcome back to another episode of Why I Love BNI, your podcast spotlighting different businesses and different chapters on what they love about their business and how being in BNI has helped improve their business. So, Kristi, thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of
Um,
course.
and my name is Kristi Guptill, and I am the owner of KG Family Insurance, an independent insurance agency in Mandarin area of Jacksonville. And well, I'm a member of BNI Networth. I'm the mentor coordinator for our chapter, and really enjoyed that role because I get to help new members as they get acclimated to BNI. But as far as my journey in my business, this is actually what you would call a legacy acquisition. My parents started the agency for me. I had actually been a teacher, elementary teacher for 25 years and was retiring from that part of my life and joining the family business. So, and it started off as a farmer's agency in 2019, and we transitioned to an independent agency near the end of 2023. So
Mm.
we've had over a year now with our new agency. It's family owned and operated, and we consider ourselves a member of the local small businesses in the area.
Wow, that's awesome. And what have you really enjoyed about being more on your own?
We're able to really assist our customers more now with their specific needs because
Mm.
when you are a captive agent for a company such as Farmers, you're limited sometimes. And this has expanded the number of carriers we are able to offer to our customers. We are affiliated with a national agency network called
Wow.
SIAA. They're the largest in the country, and they support us well and provide us with lots of options for our customers so we can really, see what their needs are and find the right fit, whether it's all their personal lines as well as commercial small business. So.
Wow, that's great to hear. I'd love to know, there's a lot of, I think, maybe misconceptions when it comes to the insurance world and stuff like that. Are there any, what should, okay, let's say someone is listening to this and they've never really thought about insurance for themselves in their entire life, right? Maybe they are transitioning from someone helping them or something like that, or they want to just find out information on their own. What's the first thing they should know and what's the first place they should start looking?
Really talk to your agent or
Mm-hmm.
find an agent who's willing to sit down and really help assess your needs because those needs change throughout our life. There are different times in our lives when we need more or less of something. And, you know, um, if a good agent will certainly evaluate those needs and explain the coverages, know what you're paying for
Right.
because it is one of the most expensive things that we pay for out of our budget. And we really need to understand what we're paying for. So I'd
Definitely.
say really starting with the education part. And that's where I think I really, my education background comes in handy. I enjoy explaining things to people. So,
That's
you
great. I mean, I feel like you have to have that level because when you're an elementary school teacher, you really have to bring everything down to the basics, right? No one knows what anything is, right? The kids don't know what a comma is. They don't know to capitalize the first letter of a sentence, right? So you really have to go to the basics. And I'm sure that's so helpful because you have to bring everything down to the basic level when it comes to insurance and when it comes to reading the fine print to really understand what exactly it's serving and how it's making sure it's helping serve that client.
exactly.
That's so great because I love to ask people that question, and it sounds like you already answered it pretty much. Is when people transition from different careers, is what have you learned from your past career that you start applying now? But I mean, it sounds like I got my answer. Is there anything else that you've been able to carry over from having that teaching background?
Well, I think relationships, that's a
Mm,
big part of my business. It's also a big part of BNI and
yeah.
how we build those relationships through one-to-ones and attending meeting, being present. Don't skip the social events either. Those are are equally as important as the one-to-ones because we do business with people we know, like, and trust. And,
Definitely.
so it applies to your business with your customer base, but and with one another as colleagues, professionals.
That's awesome. Yeah. Speaking of BNI, what brought you to BNI in the first place?
Well, actually, in our business, we use home inspectors quite a bit. And a
Oh.
friend of mine that, he's a great home inspector, was in a chapter and invited me because they had an opening for their PNC seat. And, you know, I, I, I could see the value,
Mm.
in it right away. And, I think that it's been an excellent addition for my business. I mean, I have built those relationships with a number of people, and I love it when I have a customer who, is like three BNI members will touch, or four, maybe even sometimes, So, for example, I just had a customer recently. They're a senior couple, and
Sure.
their daughter lives over 1,000 miles away and tries to help them with these kinds of things. And they had to get a new policy since their other one was non-renewing. And, it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. And, technology is sometimes a little harder for some of our clients. So she was assisting from afar, but with the help of two other BNI members, we were able to get a water heater replaced that needed to be done, and the
Wow.
inspections done, and the insurance bound, and everything taken care of. And they were very appreciative. So
Oh.
that's just one example of how BNI works.
Wow, that's so great. Because when someone asks, like when I ask a question about like BNI success stories, sometimes people automatically assume I mean, the biggest thank you for closed business or the best referral partner or something like that. But sometimes it can be even as something as simple as you find a need because you're helping someone going through something that they don't want to go through alone. No one wants to go through picking an insurance alone and fixing this and fixing that. Like I have so much anxiety when I need to fix like one thing in my bathroom, let alone you're a senior couple and you're living alone, like your child isn't in the state with you maybe or is very far away. Like it's hard for anyone, but to be there, like they already trust you and you go, hey, let me help you take care of some of these other things. I know some people, you can trust these people. And there's that sense of trust inside your BNI chapter already of like this is going to be the best person to help you with. This is the person that's going to give you the service because it reflects on all three of you when you help someone like that.
It's absolutely wonderful to have the confidence to tell them, I know these people, they're going to take care of you.
Yeah. Well, you said that you're on your what's it called? The mentor coordinator is what it's called, and you shared a little bit about what that means as well. What inspired you to take that leadership position? I know sometimes leadership can be very intimidating for people on BNI, but it sounds like you're really enjoying it.
I do. I, had been on the membership committee prior and,
Mm,
just asked to take that role. So I mean, and I do feel like I have an opportunity there to, help match up sometime, a mentee with a mentor too. Not that I'm going to be a mentor. Sometimes I am, but it's great to see other members, have the opportunity to have a leadership position and really show off where they shine because we have some excellent members with a lot of gifts and talents and they're all very welcoming. So
yeah. So given that you're the mentor coordinator, a big thing of what you do is you help people, new BNI members, kind of get acclimated to the BNI system. So not only your BNI chapter, but the entire Northeast Florida chapter as well, or region, I should say. So knowing that, what are some of your top favorite like tips or tricks or things that you tell the new BNI members when they join?
well, I mean, of course, there are some requirements that have to be done, but we go over those. But the advice I have mostly is to start having those one-to-ones. Get your one-to-one sheet ready quickly,
Mm,
and have those one-to-ones. Build relationships quickly. The first one-to-one is really just getting to know each other, because then you're going to need to have another one, to really dig in and to build that trust, and confidence in one another. And like I said, staying in the green, is not that hard if you are really having those one-to-ones and finding opportunities for the referrals, and that givers gain. I mean, that's probably one of the best conversations to have. It's not always about what you're getting, but how you're gaining by giving to others. So we have
Hmm.
a lot of conversation about that. And
Hmm.
we go over logistics, of course, how to use the apps and the CEUs, and how important it is to really find those opportunities as well. It doesn't have to be the podcast, although those are great places to start. But people like yourself that are putting things out there, other content, all over the place, that we can all benefit from. So
Yeah, that's such a great point of just knowing how to use the BNI app, because I just learned that like my profile wasn't even set up correctly, right? There's so many things that you should just go in and play around with, because we think, oh, it's not that big of a deal, right? BNI is only meant to be 1 hour a week, or an hour and a half a week. But there's just so much great stuff that you can learn through the BNI podcasts or other types of educational content for your business, for your networking. So you just never know. So it's great to get with someone like Kristi or your personal mentor coordinator, and just make sure that you're really maximizing your BNI experience and you're getting everything you can out of that membership. It's worth it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing a few minutes. It sounds like you're one of those people who 100% exude giver's gain and is just looking to be there to not only build your business, but also support the community. So it's so amazing to connect with people like you. It's awesome.
hey, Macy, I appreciate your time today.
Oh,
It's been nice chatting with you.
likewise. And to everyone watching, I really appreciate you as well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.